If you got a question, go ahead and raise your hand. Anyone? Anyone? Go ahead, Fred.
Scott, um, what would you say has been the number one reason for this entire turnaround?
Well, I think we have a good team. We got a good players. They've had some the continuity of the group. We've had guys step up any given game. It could be another guy. Like tonight, it was AG stepped up and gave us good minutes. We're healthy. I mean, we have a good team. We've had a lot of stuff go on, and I think the biggest thing, we just stayed with it. We're still got 9 games to go, and we're going to keep playing how we play. Every game, every day is important, but I think it seems like every night somebody's stepping up. I mean, Brad did not have a good offensive game, but everybody chipped away. Gaff came in and gave us good minutes. Ish came in and gave us good minutes. I thought even DB's third quarter, he made a couple of threes that gave us a spark in that run. And then Ish came in and played well throughout the game. But it seems like during this last month and a half that we've been playing good, and then out of nowhere a guy would surface in any given game. And that's when I have confidence in all the guys. That's how I tell the guys, be ready. Be ready. It's been lately, it's been in AG. He hasn't played all year, but he's been ready and he's stepped up. That's what you want. That's what you want. They put a lot of work in. He puts a lot of work in with all of our assistants.
Zach.
Coach, you had Davis start the second half there. Just clearly it worked, so good job by you. But what went into that decision?
Well, indeed, we needed to get him going. I thought we missed him about 4 or 5 times, and he's a shooter. He wants to get those shots. He wants to get those shots so he can help the team, move the scoreboard. But that wasn't the reason why we just needed a spark. I just felt that we needed a spark, and I was hoping that he would get some more looks. And then Howell also had the 3 fouls, and that's the luxury when you have a bunch of good players on the team, and guys have to be able to really step up. And then Howell came in and had probably his best quarter that he's had all year. He was just aggressive, and they've been telling him, you're one of our better shooters. You see, we don't get a lot of 3-point attempts, and we need 3 to 6 or 7 or 8 from you. And I think he's realizing that he has a coach that believes in his abilities, and he has to just let it go and play with that type of force. And I thought he did in that second half as well. So it helped both DB and Howell.
Ava.
Speaking of Howell, you guys talk a lot about how much Russell's just like general, the way he plays and the way he is affects the team. Is there a little bit of the same case with Howell? It just seems like he's a total bruiser. How does his kind of approach to the game affect you guys at all?
Yeah, just his consistent scrappiness. He's just out there. He scraps. He grinds and plays every possession with a pure heart, and he just competes. Very rarely you get anything out of him. Just even if he does get a tough call against him, he'll show a little bit of frustration, but he just has that tough mindset of next play. And he gives us Russell allows us to play with 3 guards because Russell can rebound. I don't even know. What is he, like 7th in the league or 8th in the league in rebounds, and all the guys above him are centers. So Russell allows us to play with 3 smaller players, and it works. Howell does a great job of driving and kicking, and he has usually not the best, the worst of the 3 defenders that has to make a decision on to guard him. But he's consistent. Love the guy. His teammates love him. They love him. They love him because he competes every day. He doesn't change. He's the same demeanor, game in, game out.
And then you talked a little bit about it before game, but just with the schedule coming up and the back-to-back tomorrow, how big was it to get those guys rest in the fourth tonight?
Well, it was good. It was good, but I going into the game, I was really just focused on this. I know we have a game and a tough travel tomorrow night, and a very good team they're fighting for their position in the playoffs like we are. But I always have a good feel about our back-to-backs. One, Brad and Russell always play well in back-to-back. It doesn't really matter how many minutes they have the first night. So that wasn't really a concern, but it is nice that they both had, 31, and I think Brad had 26. That's definitely tomorrow night. It's going to be a tough match, but be good for us. We're looking forward to it.
Neil.
Hey, Scott, this isn't the first time that you said, you think Russ and Brad played really well in back-to-backs. What do you think about them makes them so effective in, seemingly a situation that's not as ideal?
Well, they don't have that excuse bone that some players have. It's easy to find it. There's a lot. Travel, body hurts. I got things I got to deal with. Off the court, I have a cold. Coach is not playing me. I'm not getting shots. There's always excuses that you can use, but those two guys don't use excuses. They just they're out there to lead. And if you're gonna have a chance to win in back-to-backs, and if your two best players aren't buying into back-to-backs, and you're not gonna have a chance. And I know I've coached Russell when the shortened season back. I don't even know what year it was, when we had like 5 games in like 6 nights or 7 nights. And that last night, I wasn't even worried about that 5th night. We had 3 games in a row. He's like I've said many times, that young man is different in a way that I love.
All right, last question to Zach.
Coach, Russ is 4 away now from tying the record. I know you're pretty aware of it, but to see him go on this tear, which is like, I think, his best triple-double efficiency, if you call it that, of his career, like, how wild is it to see it at age 32 at this point?
It's really awesome. I mean, I can't even think of any other words other than it is pretty cool to see him, what he does, how he leads us off the court, on the court, in the locker room, in the hotel, on the bus. He's just been terrific for our organization. I cannot be more happier for him and his family. He's earned this, and I'm hoping that he does get it. I'm sure it's going to be incredible. It's a record that's I would have never thought it would be broken, especially by a point guard that's 6'3". But I'm thrilled. I mean, I'm the only person that can prevent that from happening, I guess. He's that good. So
No pressure.
Thanks, Coach.
all right, thank you.
Ava.
Ish, you've been on such a tear recently. When we talked to Davis after he came back from his calf strain, he said it actually was a little nice to have the rehab time and kind of take a load off for a little bit. I know your injury was maybe a little bit more gnarly. You took a lot more time off. How are your legs feeling? Do you feel like you're kind of rested coming into the home stretch here?
Yeah, I mean, it's I feel so much better. But I think everybody's banged up right about now. There's no excuses. The rest, wasn't what you wanted because you were hurt. And sometimes when you rehab it, I think it's harder than, when you're actually kind of in it, because you get a little frustrated because you got extra stuff you got to do on this rehab so you can get back out there. But now I feel good. My legs feel good. But for the most part, like, you can't kind of think about it now. You just got to keep going and going because, we're playing for something bigger, and you got to keep going. So my legs feel, I guess they feel all right. I do all the normal tech and all the extra stuff I need to do. So it's a race, it's a marathon, and it's a sprint to the finish right now. So you can't really think about it.
And just with the stretch that you guys have been on in general, I guess, is there one thing that you point to above all else that's kind of fueling this run here you guys are having?
Oh, I think it's defense. That's just my opinion. I think we're all talented and all can score. Knock down shots when we're open. We can make plays. We all have that capability. I think all 450 guys can, in the league. But especially our team, I think we're capable of really scoring some points. But I think what we've been doing is defending. We kind of took a little bit of a step back against San Antonio, even though they're a really, really good offensive team, and so are we. It was more of a shootout, but tonight in the Lakers game, we got back to just defending, and the rest of it kind of works itself out. But we defended tonight, and we got to do the same thing again tomorrow night against Dallas.
Sorry, if I can, Ish, you guys have talked about defense for so many years. Like, what Scott will talk about, like the little tweaks that he's made and everything like that. But how did you guys? It seems like a sudden improvement from our end. But what do you feel like was the reason for that?
I just honestly think it's a sense of urgency, and then I think it's just guarding your yard. Coach always says that, like, just taking that pride, taking it to when we were younger, you just kind of playing pickup one-on-one, just guarding your guy, and taking more pride in defense, taking more pride in obviously the defensive schemes, but more pride in just guarding and keeping guys in front of you, not making them shoot over you, and then rebounding and we're out. We got the best rebounding guard in the history of the NBA. And then you add that on Gaff and Rolo and Alex and all our fours and AG and the list goes on who can really rebound. And then, me and I will stick our nose in there and try to rebound. And Brad's a great rebounder in his position. But when you defend and you can rebound, then that's the way we really want to play and get out and run. So we'll be tested tomorrow, but I think we'll be ready.
Fred?
Hey, Ish, just speaking of your legs, how long did the ice down process on your knees take after that dunk?
Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was doing. I just caught the ball and dunked it. And then when I dunked it, I was like, I dunked it. And then everybody was going crazy. And then everybody's like, man, you ain't had a dunk since 2017, 18, which that year, I think I had like 10 dunks that year. If I'm not mistaken, it was in Detroit. The middle year in Detroit, the 3 years I was there. So, no, my legs feel fine. Tonight I'm a Norman Tech, do some things, get ready for a back-to-back. So my legs feel fine.
Well, you can dunk 4 years from now again. You'll make it a tradition.
Make it a 4-year thing every 4 years.
Exactly. I'm also curious to get your perspective because you've known Russell for such a long time. He's closing in on Oscar Robertson's triple-double record. He's 4 away from tying him, and
he got one tonight, right?
He got one tonight. And when you guys were teammates in Oklahoma City, even like 6 years ago, this was like he's had so many in the last 6 years that this is just it was still distant 6 years ago. It wasn't even a thing people thought about. When did you realize, like, man, this start to look at Russell in this light as somebody who could just do this every night?
I tell him this all the time. I'm gonna tell you on a little secret. I tell him, I say he's made differently. He just really is. Russ gives you 120, 130%, 150%, 200% every single night on the defensive end, offensive end, rebounding, every aspect of the game. And the thing that I love about him is it's just basically like it's like a game of wheels for him. I'm gonna outlast you. And so I think the year when KD went on to Golden State and he had that team by himself, and he was special that year. That was his MVP year. And it was just triple-double, triple-double, triple-double. That's when I was like, yo, this is possible. This is really, really possible. And and the beautiful thing about it is his triple-doubles, they come in wins. A lot of people, people think whatever they think or whatever they feel. When you look at the win percentages, when he gets those triple-doubles, we win, and he's got a winning record in doing that. So I think that's when I really realized, like, yo, this is possible. I'm so happy for him. Him and his family. I've known Russ since we were in high school. So it's a blessed man. You just got to keep going, keep pushing, and we keep collecting wins. And the The rest will take care of itself.
Zach, you're good.
Yeah, Fred took my question, so
Man, Zach, go sit down, man.
All right, Ish. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all. Let me go get tested.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I'm just curious to get your perspective. What would you say is kind of the number one or maybe two leading reasons for this turnaround you guys have had over the last month?
I think having everybody healthy and having consistency on that. Most of the games we're having almost everybody. We don't have games that 3 or 4 guys are missing out and it kill our rhythm, it kill our winning streak or whatever. I think that's one of the reasons. And definitely Russ and Brett, they're in an amazing stretch, playing well every game and being huge for us. I think that showed that their leadership is important and not only talking or doing what they do, but playing well for us. I think it's been huge. I'll say those two things if I have to say only two, but there is a bunch of things, like our focus or mentality or being ready to play. Everybody that play the game will get AG, haven't played whole season and come out in 3-4 games. It's huge for us, like Chandler haven't played a bunch of games, come out and play well. So I think that there's so many things. It's hard to say one or two things only.
And you're obviously starting in a 3-guard lineup now, but you've been part of a lot of 3-guard lineups this year, even when you were coming off the bench. What is that like for you defensively when you're on the floor with 2 other guards, sometimes really small guards, and you might be matched up with other teams that have some big wings out there?
I like the challenge. I like when they try to pick me on the post. We have a team defense that helped me get in front of my guy and kind of like make them scramble and not give them a one-on-one position to play against me. So I don't think it has been an issue. I don't know what the number says, but I don't think it has been an issue if I have to guard somebody else bigger than me or switch and get on the post with the 4. I don't think that has hurt us in when I'm on that 3-point guard position.
You.
Hey, Howell. When you first signed with the team, Tommy raved about you, seeing you play for the Brazilian national team, what you brought to the team. Do you feel like, 1-year deal, you're getting the opportunity finally to really prove to the rest of the NBA what you're capable of?
I think so. I try not to really think about the contract situation and all that. I think this is something that if I keep working, I keep doing my job, it's going to take care of itself. But it's nice to just have the opportunity. I'm doing what I love. This league is tough. This league is hard when you're in situations that you don't play as much as you want to. You don't have the opportunity to show what you're capable of. You put so much work on. You sacrifice so many things to be here, and it's not only about the money or the contract. It's about proving yourself and the legacy that you're creating for yourself. And I think that's what I focus on. Just being ready. I'm so happy and glad that Washington and the Wizards gave me the opportunity, and I'm just enjoying the journey. I'm just enjoying this team. We never know what's going to happen today or tomorrow, but I'm just enjoying this season and playing and taking care of my body. And I think that's what every athlete wants to do, be part of something and feel important and get the opportunity to show your work. So I'm enjoying and I'm happy.
Thanks, Howell.
Zach.
Yeah, well, your answer might be similar to what you just said, but you mentioned like AG and Hutch, who haven't played a ton recently, getting a chance. How cool has it been to be a part of a team that guys seem to just step up every night? You never know who's gonna show up besides the backcourt, obviously.
It's nice, and I've said them too, but Bonga has been there. Other guys, even Cash has been there. after the team got COVID and not a lot of people were playing, he came in, he was ready to play. I could go and name everybody on the team. Everybody has had their opportunity and has proven that they're working. They're not taking day offs every day. They're in the gym working out, and it's nice, and it's nice to see the support that everybody has to each other. And if you see the energy on the bench at the end of the game, how Russ and Brad and DB and everybody that usually play a lot of minutes, how happy they are for those guys when they get their opportunity and they play well. So it's nice. The energy is nice, and winning games also helps, And like I said, we are all enjoying the journey, but we can't forget the position we are, and that we still got work to do.
All right, Howell. Appreciate you.
Thanks, fellas.
Hey, Russell. Oscar Robertson did an interview the other day where he talked about you a lot and said a lot of very complimentary things, amongst which he said he thinks you're going to pass him. And he said when you do, he'll be very happy about it because you're a tremendous player and tremendous athlete. And I'm just wondering what that means to you when guys of his ilk, with his kind of standing in the history of the game, say those kind of things about you.
I think, for one, you always, you in this position, when you get mentioned with greats like Oscar, I mean, not just that, but they compliment things you do for the game. It's truly an honor, man. It's something that, honestly, I don't take for granted because Oscar is somebody that did more for the game, played in the era where it was tough being an African-American athlete and in our game, and he understood and sacrificed so many things to be able to play the game. And I understand that. And to me, I'm just grateful to be able to be in a conversation or, with his name connected, my name connected to his. So I'm grateful for his, thoughtful words and,
Zach.
Russ, for this team to get contributions from guys like Hutch and Anthony Gill, I mean, not just once during the season, like multiple times during this stretch, just how fun has it been to be with this team and see everyone grow and be able to showcase themselves and how much better they've gotten?
Man, it's amazing, man. It's so much fun for me, honestly, to see guys do well, man. It's an unbelievable thing to see guys do well, and when the collectively the team do well, everybody eats. And I know, winning, people want to do different things personally, but as a team, collectively playing together and cheering the next person on, next man up, it's been unbelievable, especially at the right time of year. So I'm just happy guys put in the work and be able to kind of see it come to life.
Ava.
Russ, kind of on that note, you've talked about how important, obviously, leadership is to you and all of that, but you need the other side to kind of be willing to learn the team that you're coming into in the organization. I don't know if surprised is the right word, but are you pleasantly surprised that this entire organization and team was kind of willing to go along for the ride or soak up all of that stuff too?
I mean, I came here with a clear mind, a new start, and a clean slate. And I wanted to make sure that I was able to kind of make my imprint, especially being a leader and leading by example. And guys here have been very open to, how I lead. Is not always the nicest way, not always the quietest way, but my intentions are in the right state of mind, and I know that, and I explained that to the guys on our team, and they've been doing an amazing job of kind of letting me be me, which I don't take for granted. I'm very appreciative of everybody in this locker room, and I wouldn't change anybody in this locker room for anyone. So I'm just grateful and happy to see all of them do well as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Russ. Unlike this week when you guys have two sets of back-to-backs in different cities, this season, because of the condensed schedule and trying to fit games in, you guys have had a lot of back-to-backs in the same city, DC, LA, or you guys have had a week in New York, Miami. Do you like that, and would you like to see that more going forward in future seasons?
I prefer not to be playing back to back, but so it's up to me. But I think it's good. I mean, I think as the season opened up, I would prefer giving some more time and days in between to give a little more rest and play games. So if that's staying in the place longer, then sure. If it's not, just going back home, then I'm okay with that too.
All right, Russ. I think that's it.
Thanks.
Appreciate you.